I think we
Right.
all agree. I think we all agree that he needs to go. But where should he go?
Well, I mean, like I said, man, Philly has my vote. I think you pairing two guys that are pretty much in the same situation with Joel Embiid and Damian Lillard. You know, these guys are going out there giving you these all-time great performances, but their team just can't come through. With the Philadelphia 76ers, it's literally a 4-on-5 on offense every time down. And then again with the Portland Trailblazers, I mean, we say their number one issue is defense. You get a guy like Ben Simmons in there, who's arguably one of the best defenders in the league. Sure, you miss out on Dame, but you get a chance to rebuild and start over because you're wasting this guy's career. You're wasting his prime. So I think Philadelphia 76ers for sure should be his number one option.
My personal opinion, I think you need to pair Dame with another elite scorer. Even though I just went on a whole soliloquy about how you need to be very good on the defensive end of the ball, I think they need to have a defensive minded coach to actually coach those two elite offensive players. I think a very good option would probably be the Dallas Mavericks. Now, of course, there's a couple of people. The Dallas Mavericks, even the Chicago Bulls, even I wouldn't necessarily say the Washington Wizards. Maybe you want to trade for Bradley Beal or something like that. But you need a very elite scorer right next to Damian Lillard and surround them with a bunch of scoring. I mean, not no, and surround them with a bunch of defenders. For example, a very good team that actually pull from this has to be what you guys were talking about when it comes to defensive guards. Not only the Atlanta Hawks, but also the Phoenix Suns. We understood what Devin Booker was from the very jump, even though he wasn't necessarily going anywhere else because defensively he didn't have anybody. He had a whole bunch of people that wasn't necessarily doing the job. Tyler Johnson, people
Oh
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
non-defenders.
Ricky Rubio, Leak, all of these guys.
Yeah. So now you surround him with very good defenders. DeAndre Ayton stepped up on the defensive end. You got Jay Crowder. Now you got Mikal Bridges, which is an elite lockdown defender. Cam Johnson was putting this in work on even on Giannis Antetokounmpo, who was bullying people early in the playoffs. These are legit defenders. I believe if you put them on a team with another elite scorer, surround them with legit defenders, have a very good coach by their side, it would definitely be a very good thing. But I think, just right now, obviously would have to be either the Dallas Mavericks, a very good idea. Of course, as you guys said, would probably be the 76ers. I don't necessarily think the 76ers would have enough. I think the package of draft picks would have to be absolutely hellacious. Probably 4 outright picks, 4 more pick swaps, something just disgusting. Of course, you got to include Tyrese Halliburton. You got to include Shake Milton. You potentially even have to include the coach, Doc Rivers. Give them everything. But I think again, just pairing with another elite scorer and a lot of good defenders. That's it.
Now, look, I agree. Pair him with good defenders. I don't think he needs another elite scorer. But look, I think you guys know where I'm going with this. What's a team that's great defensively? One of
Don't
the
say
best
it.
in the league defensively.
Don't say it. Don't say
They
it.
need a point guard and they need a dog scorer, one of the best in the league. I think you guys know where I'm going with this, and I'm not even a fan of them. If the New York Knicks can find a way to land Damian Lillard and keep Tom Thibodeau and the other pieces like Julius Randle and RJ Barrett, I feel like he can become a defensive point guard and fulfill Rob's dreams of seeing him clamp people, and he can still get buckets. In fact, he might lead the Knicks to the crown of New York and be better than the people across the bridge.
I'm gonna have to give it to you. Even though I didn't want to hear the name of the New York Knicks, and I hoped I could have skated past that and gave my actual reasons, and then you guys not bring it up. You 100% right. The New York Knicks is definitely a very good defensive team. Even this year, they was among the top of the league in regards to defense. A very good defensive coach in Tom Thibodeau. I just don't necessarily believe in it. I don't necessarily trust their scoring options. Even this past year, even though they was a very hot seed, I think there was fourth seed in the NBA. They're at the bottom of the league scoring wise. I think if you have Damian Lillard there, again, you need another elite scorer right there. I'm afraid because Damian Lillard is getting a little bit higher in age. I'm afraid for his injury concerns is definitely a very big problem for me. And of course, having Julius Randle as your number 2, that right there scares me. Again, he turned to Casper in the playoffs. I'm not necessarily too convinced that he won't necessarily do the same thing with Damian Lillard right by his side, especially now since he's not necessarily going to be the person taking the bulk of the shots. Again, the Paul George effect. If you're not necessarily the number 1 option, you don't necessarily have those early shots to actually get into rhythm. This might even be worse for Julius Randle. At this particular point, the Knicks is a very good idea, but you need at least some more scoring options alongside Dame.
Man, I'm sticking with Philly.
And I'm sticking with the Knicks. Now, we definitely want to hear what you guys think. Let us know in the comments below.